Hello again, this is Eric Meyers, author of Elements and Evolution, the Spiritual Landscape of Astrology. In this video, I wanted to talk about the Quincunx for a few minutes, and I included it in this book in depth as part of cyclical evolution because it really emerged to me in a fascinating way. And I don't believe that astrological literature fully addresses the significance of this aspect, and I wanted to try to do that in this book. Here's the book again, Elements and Evolution. My contact info is eric@soulvisionconsulting.com, and the website is soulvisionconsulting.com. So, what I found with the Quincunx was fascinating. The conventional aspects are conjunction, sextile, square, trine, and opposition. The Quincunx is not included, and neither is what would be called the semi-sextile. And those two would actually complete the circle for each sign to have an evolutionary relationship with every other sign. But I actually believe that the semi-sextile, if you don't look at it as an aspect, but as the motion. For instance, take Taurus, moves from Aries to Gemini. So every sign has an evolutionary relationship with the sign that precedes it and the sign that comes after it in the great evolutionary cycle. Then the sextile, square, trine, and opposition give us evolutionary relationships to everything else except for the two that are in Quincunx, if it's not included as a major aspect. My view is to include it, and then it completes the whole pie. It completes the whole circle where every sign has a evolutionary relationship with each other's. Now, part of the reason why I think it hasn't been included is because the Quincunx points to more advanced evolutionary programs. And I thought I would take this time to flesh that out. There's 12 different Quincunxes. And I will list them for you and say only about a minute on each because the maximum video length is 15 minutes and I have 12 of them to do. So if you want more detail, buy the book. Okay, so the first example then for the Quincunxes, let's just do it in order that I have them written here. The first one would be Aries, Quincunx, Scorpio. Passion. Passion to me is an advanced proposition because think about the high end of Aries, Scorpio. We're talking about, rock and roll in the bedroom. Really getting met with your drive, your libido. Aries going into Scorpionic emergence. How many people have really exhausted the high end of passion? There's also a shadow available, of course, throughout the whole system. And the shadow, this is where rape or murder might come in. Things that are really, challenges, really dark stuff. That's also available with the Quincunx. All the shadow sides are really scary, but all the opportunities are beautiful. So passion is Aries, Scorpio. The next one is Leo, Pisces, spiritual awakening. To me, Pisces is around the veil between this world and another, like dreams or certain types of meditation or even drug use or whatever gets you there. Pisces is transpersonal, and Leo is about the core personality, your own individual character and creativity and awareness. So bringing the transpersonal into one's character, spiritual awakening is the interchange there. The next one, Sagittarius, Cancer, self-discovery. Sagittarius is the proverbial quest. Cancer is internal, going in, finding out who you are inside, introspection in a discovery mode, or even discovering your roots, pilgrimage, going to Ellis Island, going through and finding out your genealogy. something to do with Sagittarius, Cancer. Capricorn, Gemini, the quincunx there, has the keyword I chose there was 2. This is the only one in the whole book that I chose 2 keywords because Gemini likes pairings. So education and media. And when I say education, you might think that's not an advanced evolutionary goal, but the type of education that's Capricorn, universities, higher education in that way. Media, any type of system, not system, I should say infrastructure, more accurate for Capricorn, any type of structure of intellectual things to get the word out or to teach something in an advanced way. Whereas I chose as a keyword between Sagittarius and Gemini is learning, just a basic program of learning is Gemini Sag. Just figuring out something, anything. But it's more sophisticated to actually create the infrastructure of a university or a graduate program or media. So that's Capricorn, Gemini, a little taste of that. Taurus, Libra, art. You have Libra, the conceptual aesthetics, and then you have art materializing it. This is sophisticated because Libra is pretty civilized. Libra wants things to meet a cultural ideal. It wants things to be beautiful. Aphrodite, there's elegance is Libra. And then applying that to the more stubborn material world, which is imperfect. There's decay, there's inconveniences. But the concept of creating sublime art is available with Taurus, Libra. It has to do with beauty, to beautify our surroundings. Virgo, Aquarius, as I talked about in the prior video on aspects in evolution, is technology. How do you capture the intelligence of spirit into devices or gadgets, computers, anything that is sophisticated. Think about the Jetsons or other futuristic, even what life is like now in 2010 has a flavor of that with cell phones and whatnot. This is Virgo, Aquarius. The next one is Aries, Virgo, which is maturity, and I also spoke about that. The reason why this is advanced is to really walk your talk. Not many people do, at least in my experience. I don't know what you've noticed, but how many people really conduct themselves in accordance with their Virgo refinement, their higher intentions. Really embodying that behaviorally. So it's kind of like, when you have the intention, I'm going to eat really well. And then actually doing that for a month or a year or even a lifetime is implementing that into your behavior. It's a tough thing to do. Most people have a lot of challenge with walking their talk. The next one, Leo, Capricorn, is dominion. And what I mean by this, maybe I'll read. This connection deals with illuminating, Leo, our authority, Capricorn in the world. It is powerful, almost regal in flavor, a likable manager, colorfully in charge, exercising sovereignty and influence on our life. And then I give a shadow example for each one. And I say the shadow is all too common among our celebrities. The promotion of the cult of personality, being the executive of a magazine, Capricorn, named after yourself, with your picture on every issue, Leo, would be one example. I don't mean to pick on Oprah too much, but that she has dominion, and she also has maybe some of the shadow, which is the promotion of the cult of personality. Sagittarius, Taurus, gumption. This one probably took me the longest of anyone to find the word. I struggled with the keyword on this one for days. And finally, I came across the word gumption, which is basically the integration is developing gumption, boldness of enterprise that is strategic and practical at the same time. So yeah, I want to read this. Sagittarius has grand designs for exploration and adventure. Taurus is prudent, steady, and wants personal and financial security. Developing a life plan, Sagittarius, intended to bolster self-worth and our bank account, Taurus, is the lesson. The shadow is the shyster, the people who send emails from Africa promising to pour millions in your bank account, or those who run Ponzi schemes. And so this is where you have the gumption to succeed. This is my plan. This is what I'm going to do. Next, Cancer, Aquarius, agape. Having universal love for everyone. Some people might think agape has something to do with just Aquarius alone. And I think there's a mistake there, because Aquarius is an air sign. It's not emotional. It's the intellectual understanding of evolution and more conceptual embrace of all humanity at the air level. But bring it down into your heart is the Cancer Aquarius program, and you find agape. Really feeling love for everyone, all of humanity. We're all in this together. The next one, Scorpio, Gemini, honesty. Again, may not at first sound like the most sophisticated evolutionary program, but I believe it is. How many people are really honest about everything? So Scorpio, Gemini is feeling communication with truth. Scorpio, with being real, honesty. The shadow is scathing honesty, which is heartless and abusive. So it's hurting others through your words, which happens all the time. All these low ends are very available. We do them very instinctually. Finally, Pisces, Libra. This one is the only one I couldn't use English. I had to go into other languages. So Pisces, Libra is namaste, seeing the light of divinity in each other. I thought it's interesting that I couldn't find an English word to account for this exchange. So I say here, how do we humanly connect, Libra, in spirit? How do we embrace each other's souls? With this aspect, we connect the scattered pieces of spirit together through relating. Namaste, the common greeting that honors the light of divinity. The shadow is taking on the role of martyr or doormat and letting others trample upon us. It's being kind of gullible and just wanting to see the beauty in everyone and being naive and maybe trusting those who maybe you shouldn't, because you're coming from that loving place, but it doesn't have the sense of limits with that, of being judicious with that. So being a doormat for others is available with Pisces, the Libra. It's just, gullible, overly trusting. As I said, each of these programs does have a shadow side. But the evolutionary programs is what we're all striving for. When we have consciousness, we're going to be, when we're developing that, we're going to be doing these programs more. So I wanted to give a sense of the Quincunx and what the advanced evolutionary programs are, and show that when you incorporate this, each of these signs then has an evolutionary relationship with every other part of the system. So thank you for listening to that, and again, Eric at soulvisionconsulting.com. Soul Vision Consulting is the name of the website. Great. Namaste.